What's up, HGTV? Welcome to Cabell House. Go ahead and come on in. What's up, everybody? So this is actually the living room, and this is where all the color blasts happen. This is the space that is designed to be the happiest space in the house. So my proudest DIY, definitely for sure, was the wood slat wall. When I first moved in, I was super intimidated with what to do with this wall because it's just so big and the space was so open. So I was like, how about we build a seating area central, and then on this big wall right here, we can do a wood slat feature, which kind of ties in the woody vibes of the white oak floor, while also filling the empty space and creating visual interest. People always ask me where I got these TV consoles. So these are actually IKEA pieces that were super cheap. This is vehicle wrap. It comes in all sorts of colors. And I was thinking, I was like, if you can wrap a car, you can wrap furniture. And so I applied that mindset. I got all of this material. I think I spent $20 online. And if you're curious how to do it, I do have a video on my Instagram at Cabell House. Check it out. Coming right over here, this is absolutely the origin story. This is the OG space that started the entire journey into social media. This is how we got to where we are today. These shelves are from IKEA, super affordable. They're like $10. And I was like, well, I could get these and create a turntable space because I wanted a place to display a turntable. And I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and get these shelves. I did a stop motion video where they kind of like ushered their way over here and then styled themselves. And that went super viral, and that was when I was just like, wow, okay, so this is actually a thing, you know? I can actually post videos and people are actually enjoying what they're seeing. Yeah, as you can see, I love lamps. There are 29 plus lamps. Actually, I lost count, but I love lamps, so. And up here, this is actually the most asked about light in the entire space. This is the Jean-Michel Basquiat crown lamp, and I thought it would look really cool centered over the turntable. It really draws emphasis onto the turntable, which was the whole reason for setting up this corner. And it was also my very first lamp in this space, so definitely love this one. Right over here, we have one of my favorite pieces. This is the piece that went super viral on Instagram. This is the MS Paint mirror. It's from a company called Came Up in the Drought. I bought this originally because I was like, oh, that's super cool. It's nostalgic. You know, it brings me back to when I used to use computers when I was a kid, and it really kind of emphasizes the fun, playfulness, and colorfulness of this space. This is a recent acquisition. A lot of people say, oh, this is unnecessary. Why would you ever have this in your living room? And my answer is, why not? Why would you not have a claw machine in your living room? It has lights and it adds a level of interactivity into the space. So yeah, when people come over, I tell them, hey, use the claw machine. Whatever you win, you can take home with you. So it adds a little bit of playfulness into the space and people can interact and have fun. And this space is all about having fun. So this is the center of the room. This is the space that kind of ties everything together. It's hard to be in this space and be sad. No matter where you look, you'll see a stuffed animal, a bunny, you'll see, you know, playful pillows, fun throws, and no matter where you look, it feels very playful. An adult playground is kind of the vibe that I go with the space, and having the green grass rug gives it that kind of playground vibe with all of the colorful furniture. I really fell in love with the Togo silhouette, or the to-go silhouette. It's, you know, the style of sofa. It's also called the caterpillar sofa. It's very playful. It's very low to the ground. So I really like the whole low to the ground vibe. And that feels like you're kind of one with the earth a little bit. You're grounded. You'll notice a lot of the colors on the TV console kind of tie into this space, and it makes everything feel cohesive. Because in a maximal, colorful, and eclectic space, sometimes it gets difficult for things to be cohesive. So I really wanted to create a sense of cohesion in what may be a very chaotic space to somebody else. What's up? This is my office. I used to be all about black, white, minimal, you know, very sterile. But as I got older, I wanted to be like, you know, I want to feel peaceful. I want to bring wood in. I want to have more nature vibes. And the first thing you notice is the wood slat wall here. I really thought the wood slats would tie in some of those nature vibes. And then adding some of the faux plants, it helps bring nature into the space, help you find that zen. The wood kind of has that white oak feel. And so, I got the desk, the shelves, and even the picture frames all kind of tie in that white oak. And that kind of became the theme. Mechanical keyboards have always been a big thing for me. And then I was like, well, I have so many, so why not put them on the wall? And now the keyboards have become decor. Part of what inspired me to start this whole journey was social media and the success on social media. So this is kind of a constant reminder that, hey mom, we made it. Every day I wake up, I'm excited to come to work, and cultivating this space really helped me create that vibe. Wanting to wake up, wanting to come in here, sit down, set my coffee down, and just enjoy the work. So this has actually become my favorite space. So this is where I work, this is where I come and sit down every single day. But if we shift over to the other side of the office, we can see the play side. I built this gaming computer. I really wanted it to have a white theme. There's so much white in the space. We have white cabinets, white speaker, white pegboards. And I really wanted to tie into white, so I got a white case and built a white computer. Everything's very white. I do have some 3D printed filament right here and a 3D printer. I think it's great to be able to create your own decor. It's always something that you can say is completely unique to you. People are like, oh, where'd you buy that online? I didn't, I made it. This room has very limited natural light. What I really want to do is add a bunch of different interesting types of lighting. We have these 2 lights right here that hang from the ceiling. We also have a light strip right here that kind of outlines the pegboard, which kind of really creates a nice backdrop and really highlights what's on this pegboard. And over here, we have these lights here. Everybody asks me about these. These are actually called nano leaves, and they react to touch and they change colors. So you can see here, as you click on it, they change colors. All right, and this is the foyer. This is what you see when you first walk into our home. Color is a really big important thing for me because when you go through hard times in life, adulting is difficult, you're gonna get stressed out. I really wanted the home to feel like a place where you can come and just all of that kind of melts away. You look around and everything is just playful, it's fun, and you kind of forget, even if just for a moment, all of the stresses of life. So that's kind of been my major motivation in pushing for all of this color. It's very playful. I wasn't sure what to do with this gigantic space here, so I was like, well, why not get some really big, colorful prints that we can really showcase the playful vibes of Ori Tor, that's the artist. No matter where you look, there's something interesting to see. Like this looks like a rubber duck right here, and there's like little faces here. It's like a Where's Waldo, where no matter where you look, there's something fun and interesting to find. And over here, we have the floating bookshelf. It's a great place to showcase decor. I did an assembly video on Instagram, it went viral, and so it's just been a really great place to add more color, more decor, and make it very me. But let's go over here, check out the kitchen. So this is the kitchen. A lot of people like to call it the heart of the home, and it was a big selling point for when we bought this house. Having marble countertops were really important. I really like that the designer added these gold fixtures, so there's little touches of gold everywhere you look. I love the white oak cabinetry. The island is gigantic. And having a really big island was important because you're cooking, you have guests over, you want to entertain, having a place to put all the catered food is really helpful. And so you really want the kitchen, being one of the first things you see when you come in the house, to really have an impact. So originally this whole space was just wide open and I felt like just something was missing. So we did these DIY floating shelves, and I really wanted a place to display these cookie jars, and they belong to my wife's mom, who unfortunately is no longer here. So that was a great way to not only add a wood element here and tie in and fill up this empty space, but also gave us a place to display something that was so important. This is a long LED strip, and you can get these things online for $15. And to me, it just added such a nice impact here. It makes it look a lot more elevated. To me, I don't like ever having the overhead lights on, so I try and tie in little pops of lighting wherever I can just to make sure that those never go on. Over here, we have the coffee corner. I start every morning with a cup of coffee. Sometimes I want to pour over, and sometimes you want something like an espresso shot, a latte. I can't love what I do if I don't have my morning coffee. Welcome to the main bedroom. As you can see, there's a lot less color here. There's more white oak, there's more light tones, and because it's the main bedroom, keyword bedroom, I want it to feel very cozy, very inviting. When you walk in here, it should feel like you're ready to lie down, get comfy, pull out a good book, and get ready to go to bed and end your day on the right foot. These little guys, these are what we call the conversational yaks. So I call them conversational yaks because my wife and I, whenever we have a serious conversation, we like to sit on the yaks, face each other, and hash out whatever is going on. So they've become known as the conversational yaks. It really ties in some of the Japani vibes which I went for in this room. A lot of it's very European white oak, very light wood tones, you know, the beige bedding, different shades of desert rose really help add to that Japani vibe that I was going for. One thing that most houses do not have enough of are lamps. Lamps create such a nice ambiance, especially in this room. The overhead lights never come on because that immediately kills the tranquil vibe that's going on here right before you go to bed. I really like the texture of this lamp. It's got this nice soft material. People don't realize this, but the material of an object oftentimes creates a feeling. So having this nice soft textile really makes it feel cozy. And it's one of those subconscious things that you don't realize it's making it feel cozy, but it actually is. And I really love these cabinets. They tie in some of the European white oak flooring, and they also add storage space, since storage space is something that you can never have enough of. So right over here, we have what might possibly be the coziest chair ever. As you can see, you sink right into it. It is so soft, so cozy, and you could fall asleep right here. Oh, and speaking of cozy, right here we have Joe the capybara. I actually won him at a claw machine game arcade, and yeah, he's been Joe, and he just hangs out here ever since. But if I sit here much longer, I'm gonna fall asleep. So we got a tour to do. Let's go ahead and show you the next room. Not much needs to be said, but as you can tell, this is where the gains are made. So I designed this space with a seriously strict budget in mind. So I designed this entire space, including the TV, for under $500. I took a lot of motivation for this grass wall from like bars and fun places in Midtown, because they always do these nice foliage walls. They put a neon sign on it, and then there's lots of color that I've added with these yoga mats. They don't ever get used, they're just for decoration, but they definitely look good. And as you can see here, we have another wood slat wall. It's become quite the trend around the house, but it's such an easy and affordable way to really add character to a wall. If you have empty wall space and you really want to fill it with something that ties in nature and really brings in that woody element, wood slat walls are a great and affordable way to do that. I love them, as you can see. But yeah, so this is actually a rowing machine. It's called the Hydro. You know, I think we have a little bit of time. I might get in a few reps real quick. And last but not least, we have the backyard. So we haven't done a ton to this space yet. For now, we just laid down some AstroTurf to give you a nice sitting area that's cozy. We also went ahead and did string lights, so at night it lights up and it kind of gives you that cozy drinking and hanging out vibe. You know, it creates a little bit of warmth. HGTV, thank you so much for coming out, and can't wait to see you next time.